Hi everybody, this is Shannon, and today I'm going to do something fun, at least for me. If you have a phobia of snakes, log out now. This is a snake skin video. I'm going to be using a snake skin that was found on our property to cut the snake skin to try and flatten it so I can use the snake scales for jewelry or other crafts. Now, this was literally found in the field on our land. As you can see, this one does have some damage. It's not entirely intact, but it's mostly intact all the way to the tip of the tail. I did not measure this, but I believe it to be about 3.5 to 4 feet long. I think it's about 3.5 feet long. It's not a very big snake. And I believe that it is, in fact, a non-venomous snake. I think it's probably a Texas rat snake. That'll be easier to see once I can flatten it and see the pattern more clearly. One of the things we're going to do to start with is I'm going to take a bottle with a mister, just a spray bottle. You can see mine is fancy. I've got my rainbow stickers on it. I have rainbow stickers on everything. And I'm going to spray down the snake, just mist it lightly. You don't want it wet. But everything I've read and a couple of videos that I've watched say that in order to keep the skin from cracking or getting damaged further, you need to have it, oh, here's the M word, moist. You don't want it wet. You just want it slightly damp so that the skin will flex without being damaged. Now, ideally, I would let this sit for a couple minutes and let it absorb a little bit of the moisture. I did actually spritz this a couple of times before I started the video, so it is in fact a little bit softer already. If you're going to do this, I would recommend, you can see it's very flexible just after that little bit of water. I would recommend spritzing it, letting it sit for a few minutes, and then coming back to it, and that'll help it be a little bit softer. And as you can see, the snake skin itself is not soggy. There's a lot of water accumulation on the table, but the skin itself is just slightly damp. To avoid reflections, we're going to wipe off the table a little bit just to reduce the amount of shiny water spots. All right, now I have my beautiful snake skin, which, as you can see, that little bit of water makes it a lot more flexible. Now, the reason I think this is a non-venomous snake is if you look at the opening to the cloaca, which is basically the anal opening. It's beneath the anal plate on the snake. You can see that this has a divided, each of these scales past that toward the tail are divided. There's two instead of a single row. From what I've read, the venomous snakes have a solid plate across at least this first segment here, and a lot of them all the way down the tail. So this seems to be a non-venomous snake. In addition, if you look at the head, see, I'm sorry if I'm trying to do this. Let me go back to this real fast and make sure that I have this fully on video. See the opening here, and we'll need to know that also because that's where we're going to start cutting later. It's just a little tiny dot. All right, and if you look at the head, you can see the eye sockets here, the little holes for the eye sockets, and then the nostrils here, but there's not a pit between the eye socket, or just here between the eye socket and the nose. And I'm pretty sure on a venomous snake there would be a pit there, or another gap or another hole, and I don't see any. Again, when a snake sheds, it actually turns its skin inside out. So I believe this will be easier to see once it's right side out, once it's flattened. So let's get to it. This is still kind of soft. I'm going to go ahead and spritz the tail. You can see it got a little bit stiff. So I'm going to take it off the table and spritz it one more time. And this is obviously going to have to be done in 2 pieces because my cat decided she wanted to sleep on the snake skin. I don't know why, and I've been having to fight her to keep her from attacking it, so I have a slightly damaged snake skin. All right, so we're going to take a very sharp pair of scissors, and you do want it to be quite sharp, and you're going to go to that the opening of the cloaca, the hole down here, and you're going to try and cut directly up the center, and take your time to do this. It's I have never done this before, by the way. This is an experiment for me. So you guys get to watch me do this for the first time ever. I have watched 2 videos and read 3 articles on how to do this. And I'm hoping that that will be enough to prepare me and help me do this correctly. And if I don't, so the thing is, this is just a project for me. This is not an effort to preserve this. This is not a pet snake. This is not a museum level project. I'm not preserving it for anybody's permanent display. But I would like to get it nicely because snake patterns are beautiful. I love them. And I would love, love, love to have the ability to work with resin, and the snake pattern I think would be beautiful with multicolored resin. I've seen some people use them for projects and they're just gorgeous. It's a beautiful effect. So you can see that did not cut through all the way there. So we're going to go back over that, the sharper part of the scissors. That's why I say your scissors need to be really sharp, because some of this snake skin is fairly thin and delicate, and if your scissors aren't sharp, it'll just slip between the blades. And these are actually quite sharp scissors. I got them from a friend, and I'm very, very happy that I was able to get them. They're a little bit hard on my fingers. I do have arthritis, so if you have arthritis, severe arthritis, I don't recommend them for that. But I do recommend them if you're doing a lot of little projects that need good scissors with a sharp blade. These are really good. They are holding up really well. The handle has a nice cushioned area to them that gives you additional grip. Sorry, I keep forgetting my space there. It has a nice little additional grip there, which is cushioned as well. So I recommend them. Okay, so you can see I'm making some progress. It's not a very fast process because, again, I'm trying to stay dead center. And this is not a perfect snake skin. If you've got a pet snake, you probably have seen snake sheds that are in better and worse condition than this. Sometimes snakes shed all in one, and sometimes they really don't. Sometimes they shed in lots of pieces. I don't know what that means, if it's a health thing. That might be something to look up. But I have seen snakes shed in multiple pieces, and this one I was thrilled because it was mostly intact. So I was thinking of doing some resin jewelry pieces with this. And I've seen people make things like vases and other like pendants and medallions and things with snake skin, or snake shed specifically. And I was wondering if you guys have any ideas, if there's anything you'd like to see, like me to make a video using snake shed. If there is, go ahead and comment and let me know what you think would make a good snake shed craft. Something that you think would be neat to see. And we can, it'll be a first time for me because I've never worked with snake shed before. So it can be a learning experience for all of us. And if it's something that you've never seen that you think might be neat, but you don't have the means to try it yourself, let me know. I love things like that. I love trying things for the first time. I like trying new stuff and learning things. And so far, this is actually flattening out nicely. I'm very pleased. I'm getting really close to the head of the snake. And as you can see, I'm staying mostly to the center. I've gotten a little drift here and there, but I'm not too stressed about it, not too worried. I really am trying mostly to preserve that beautiful pattern on the back. I think, based on the pattern that I've seen, like I said, that this is a Texas rat snake. We get a lot of them around here, being in North Texas, and it's a pretty common, like we're out with a lot of fields. We have 3 acres of land. So I would not be surprised. I know we have field mice and rats, so I would not be at all surprised to find a rat snake out here. All right, so here we go. We've managed to cut this all the way up the entire length of the snake. And as you can see, here we go. He still has some color left to the skin. I'm going to go ahead and spritz it one more time so I can stretch out the skin and flatten it. One of the things I will be doing later is putting this under a book or a sheet of glass or something heavy, and stretching it out like this so that it will have that that flat look to it. I know a lot of people actually frame them. In my case, as I said, this did come from a field, so I have some imperfections and some bits of grass and things like that stuck to it as well. So I'm going to do some cleaning once I get a chance as well. But I think that this is going to be absolutely a beautiful snake skin. Look at that pattern. If anybody knows, if anybody sees this pattern and goes, oh, you know what you've got there, let me know. Please comment or shoot me a message. Let me know what kind of snake that I've got here. Let me know if I'm right about it being non-venomous, because, you know, I'd like to know what lives on my land. I know we have other non-venomous snakes. I've seen several. I've seen some rat snakes and a couple of other, like, just standard yard snakes, garter snakes and stuff like that. Nothing scary so far. I haven't found any venomous snakes out on our land yet. That does not mean they're not out there, though. We do have a small bit of water on our land, so there's always the possibility of venomous snakes. But if you know what this pattern is, oh look, I think here real fast. I think I'm even going to be able to flatten out this little bit where it was torn, and get a good piece that together pretty well. Look at that. I think that'll actually go together nicely once I've got it flattened. So thank you everybody for joining me to try this out. I'm super excited. I think this is a really pretty snake shed. It's not very big, but I think I could get some of this little scale pattern and work with some resin with it and create something really beautiful. So if you have any ideas, let me know. If you've got any questions about what it feels like, or how difficult that was, or anything, I think it looked pretty easy. I hope it looked pretty easy. It was. And as you can see, it was pretty close to down the middle. Let me know. Shoot me a message, comment, and you know what? Let's take a second before I go, and I'm going to go ahead and do this as well. I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I don't know if you're supposed to do any of this, so we're learning as we go. And this is dried out almost completely, so it's a little bit stiff, which is probably actually better for this portion. But that's another thing. I know it's not a rattlesnake because there's the tip isn't missing. If you do find a rattlesnake skin, it's not likely to actually have the rattles on it, because the rattles don't shed like that. The rattles on a rattlesnake actually will come off if they're struck really hard. So you might actually find rattlesnake rattles without the snake attached, weirdly enough. But I don't think the rattlesnakes actually shed. I don't think the skin sheds with the rattles attached. I'll have to look that up to be sure. I don't want to lie to you or mislead you, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. Okay, well, everybody, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon. And maybe next time I come on, or one of the times soon that I come on, we'll have some snake shed crafts, some jewelry, or some other interesting craft designs. All right, have a wonderful day. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.